day where there are press conferences and the media is invited, and because that makes it look like a big deal, like an important event if the media is there. And really, it's a way for them to sell tickets to it, get fans more engaged, sell fans on being there for an entire weekend instead of just the day of the game. I think that's what the SEC is going for, is what they've seen the college football playoffs do around their media days.
And, of course, I think the people that will probably suffer the most are the Alabama fans and Auburn fans who get to just jump in the car and drive to Hoover. That means, obviously if it goes to St. Louis, Nashville was in the mix, but it seems like they're not a high contender at this point.
And to be honest, I think the other people that will suffer from it are small local media outlets, because I don't think they can afford to go for all 4 days anymore. If this is a thing that moves around to places like Dallas and St. Louis, those are big trips, and that will really hit the budgets of smaller media outlets.
And especially in Alabama, if they split Alabama and Auburn up.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they're back-to-back or same day, which I don't know, have they ever done Alabama and Auburn in the same day?
I don't know. I don't think so. That may be something they decide to do going forward, though. And I think ultimately what you're seeing is that the things like the SEC network are making this event change fundamentally, because this is now about TV programming, and it's about the fans, and it's about the SEC getting its message out directly to the fans rather than servicing the media, which is really what it used to be about.
Absolutely. All right, next question. Let's say we've got 3 more questions here, and we are going to Ben Matasar. Is Alabama too dominant for the SEC to be a healthy conference? And this is a question that came up quite a bit at SEC Media Days. This was something we asked some of our national media members from, SEC Network and some other folks. Kind of an interesting question. In my opinion, it's almost like I'm torn on that, because obviously Alabama's dominance has brought relevance to this conference. One thing though I also think it has done, it's kind of top-loaded everything. We have a handful of teams that have kind of been up there at the top of the mix, top 10, but then kind of the rest of the conference has struggled a little bit, especially in 2016. I think there was a struggle for for other teams within the league to kind of to make their name relevant again. I think there was a lot of hype going into the season for some teams, like Tennessee being a good example, and really not being able to live up to the expectation. And Nick Saban said it. He said, there's a lot of parity in this league, but I think some would argue that it's basically Alabama's up here or on their own little island, and then all the other teams are trying to swim and catch up.
Yeah, I think one thing that it's done is, if nothing else, because Nick Saban has earned his extremely high paycheck, it's caused everybody else in the league to have to spend more and to invest more in their program, even if it's